Alright guys, welcome back. Actually hari ni is quite an exciting day because hari ni we are going to make a very simple maintenance. Kita nak tukar minyak hitam. So kita nak tukar minyak hitam and also kita nak tukar sekali dengan filter lah. It's the first time for me. Basically I have all the tools and first thing yang kita buat adalah is to open up the belly pan. This is a S1000RR 2014 and I'll be using Bel-Ray synthetic Bel-Ray synthetic oil 1550. So basically kalau ikutkan daripada manual kita pakai 5W40, tapi because motor ni dah agak lama and mileage is quite high, saya fikir kita akan pakai something that is more viscous lah, yang lebih likat. So I will try 15W50 and we'll see lah. I think before this pun kita pakai 50. So hopefully with these changes we akan maintain lah all the engine punya wear and tear and so on. So untuk for filter kita pakai this. Saya pakai high flow filter. This filter actually I'm not sure, but according to my literature study and online je pun, dia kata that this particular filter has actually been manufactured with the same factory that produce K&N. So I think maybe of quality, maybe just a little bit of inferior from the K&N, but I presume that in terms of the performance, this particular product will do the job lah, yeah, to basically maintain the engine from being basically to maintain the engine. Alright, so let me show you a little bit about what I do. So basically what I do is that is the belly pan. So belly pan ni actually carbon fiber. So kita keluarkan daripada sini. So it's very simple lah. Actually very simple the process dia. One thing about BMW S1000RR, they are designed, the fairing is designed as such that the way how you open it is easy for you to maintain them. So they are giving you the opportunity for you to learn the bike. So I use that opportunity to actually appreciate more of the bike lah. So if you can see, it's from this particular view on the left side of the bike, and you can see this actually belly pan actually already exposed to the bottom part of the bike, yeah. So that will make it easier. So one of the things that we need to do is basically to open up that. So you can see that is actually the outlet for the engine oil. So what we need actually, if you can see here, that's the screw that holding the engine oil from coming out. So it has a metal crusher or O-ring crusher. So you can use that, and you will need a specific screw, a specific socket, and that would be a T or Torx 50, yeah, or T50. So you can find it very simple. You can find in kalau you tak kisah nak pakai you tak ada torque wrench, you can use any type of T50 lah, as long as you know the torque that you're going to use. Okay, and then after that move on to the filter. So that's the engine. So that's the oil filter, engine oil filter. So it's very crucial for every single time that you change your engine oil, you need to change your filter. Yeah. So filter will filter all the residue, all the shards from the wear and tear from the engine lah. So you have all that shards or all the residue that will actually harm or actually reduce the the shelf life of the bike, and prevent for any major breakdown and so on and so on. So that's what are the things that we will try to prevent from happening. So every single time that you change your engine oil, make sure to change the filter. So without any further ado, let's move on to the process. So we are losing this. Sorry. Kita losekan dia sikit because kita nak create a flow of pressure supaya dia akan keluarkan easily to have a pressure untuk dia keluar ke bawah. So for the time being, I think this is all good lah. Nanti kita akan masukkan oil. So this is where the engine oil goes in. Kita dah buka sikit. Bagi dia tak supaya dia tak build up the pressure there. So that's number one. Number two is to have a engine oil. Is to have the engine oil container. So what I do is that I'm going to use this and I'm going to hold this engine oil. We'll collect the engine oil from there. So yeah. So basically the things that I do is that I use this container. Container. So I pecahkan dia, buka macam ni. So kita boleh masukkan lah. So this container actually can hold about 4 liter. So what we have exactly in there is about is about 3.8 liter or so lah. Tak sampai 4 liter. So dia akan penuh lah benda ni. So lepas tu kita kena buang lah benda ni, buang engine oil lama ni. So one of the things that kita kena ada, maybe lah, for me I think this would be enough lah. Untuk satu, make sure that tangan kita tak kotor during this process lah. It's going to be a little bit messy, but not too messy lah. So but I would suggest or recommend that you have this. This is a glove. So kalau susah beli je dekat Mr. DIY. Actually Mr. DIY is actually quite a lot of things you can buy there for a very affordable price. You can do it. That's why dia panggil Mr. DIY. So memang bagus lah benda tu. So fix. Check. So sekarang ni apa kita kena buat adalah kita nak kena make sure that okay. So like I said, this is a T50, So this is a T50. So apa kita kena buat adalah kita kena counterclockwise. So satu flat. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. go. Okay. So dah keluar Okay. Tak sikit. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. There you go. There you go. Success. God, that's a lot. Okay. Kita biarkan dulu. Okay. What I'm going to show you something. Actually, bila kita buka ni, dia akan ada satu crusher ni. Okay. Crusher ni sangat penting untuk jaga dia punya ni lah kan. But one thing about this, if you can see, ada pada magnet ni ada metal. These are actually the residue of the wear and tear, of the wear and tear of the bike. So ni ada residue besi-besi ni datang daripada engine oil tu. Kalau tak ada engine filter tu, engine oil filter lagi banyak, dan possibly dia akan merosakkan motor lah. So one thing kita kena buat adalah kita kena bersihkan lah benda ni. Usually you can use balik benda ni, but I have a replacement, so usually akan guna baru lah. So kita dah bersihkan sikit. So ini nampak dah bersih lah. So, nampak macam masih lagi all in good condition. Ini keluarkan sikit dari metal shut, sebab ini actually magnet, so dia kena keluarkan ni. Alright. Kita belajar satu benda baru hari ni. So in order untuk kita buka benda ni pakai belt wrench, position dia kita tak susah tadi nak buka. Sebab one thing yang kita perasan tadi, masalah dia adalah saya letak kat sini tak cukup. Sebenarnya kita kena letak belt ni melilit dekat dengan skru ni supaya dia mudah untuk keluar. So that's the trick. Okay, kita belajar benda baru ni. Okay, nanti for sure kita kena tarik plastik sini supaya dia ada satu flow. Turun ke sini. Okay. So basically, yeah, there you. This is the most messiest part. Remove the oil filter. Alright, this is basically what it is after the full drainage of the engine oil. So if you can see that none of them has been dripping off from the oil filter insert, as well as the one that from the drainage plug. Okay, so next thing to do is to plug back the screw, as well as to fill in the engine oil to the oil filter case to the insert there. So that's what we're going to do. So once done, we're going to fill the engine oil on the other side of the bike, and we'll run full several start up, and then we'll refill again until we'll see that particular indicator there. That indicator there is going to indicate, that window here is going to indicate the amount of oil that is needed. Yeah, so we have to go until to the top of that particular circle there. So that is going to be our limit lah. But if you have, or if you feel a little bit of overfilling, there's a drainage of the engine oil, so not to worry that much about overfilling, but not too much lah. Yeah. So basically, this is what I'm going to do after this, is to just remove all that aside and start to close back the cap. Okay. Okay, so we have tied them. Good. Must make sure that that is tight. Okay, if you don't do that, then you're going to cause a lot of mess. So now we are going to yeah, throw this filter in. So this is the filter. So like I said, the filter has to be has to loop a little bit on the top of this particular gasket here. But first you need to make sure that the previous gasket is already been removed. Sometimes there's a possibility that this gasket has been yeah, under circumstances that it will stick to this area. Yeah, so must make sure that all that are being removed. So what you need to do right now is to take a little bit of that and loop this. Yeah, so I'm gonna, so you can put in a little bit of the oil inside the engine oil, but I'm just going to look at in terms of the fitting. mesti in terms of the fitting. So yeah, that fits. That fits. That fits. Wait. That fits. Okay. My hand is a little bit oily, so I need to. Yeah, it's gonna help. It's gonna help too. Okay. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna wear this. Alright. Okay, so it's gonna be a bit messy. So, bismillah. Alright. 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 Good. 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 Okay. So we are going to hand tight this shit. We're going to hand tight this shit. Tekan yang tight lagi. So that's one. Kita akan pakai kain untuk hand tight ni. So far, okay. Must be hand tight. That's what you need to do now. That's done. So that's done for the oil filter. So we'll see. We are going to see. I think we're going to make some more of tightening. Because it says that it's only hand tight, but I think my left hand. next thing to do is to fill in the engine oil. So I'm using this Bellray 15W50 because that considering this is quite an old high mileage bike. I have here about 72,000 kilometers, so I think it's about time that we can actually, yeah, it's also good to clean up all this residue of I don't know what. Okay, so we are going to put 3 liter in here. According to manual, about 3.8 without that particular filter not been filled with the engine oil. So in this case I already filled that with the engine oil, so according to the manual you have to fill in 3.5 liter. But we're going to see, we are going to add about 3 liter and run the engine a little bit, and then after that we're going to top up the rest of it. Okay, so here goes the first liter of the engine oil. So the things that you need during this process is basically very simple. What you need is just a funnel, so that's going to help to basically fill in. So what I'm going to do is basically to fill this bugger. So done the first liter. So done the So basically that's the 3 liter of the engine oil. So we still have to consider the rest of the engine oil. So what we need to do is to look at the current reading, the current level of that, and of course at the same time you have to do some housekeeping as well, right? Let's see. All right. So if you can see that we're just almost to the max of the engine oil capacity. So now what we're going to do is we're going to run the engine oil. We are going to run the bike for a while and see if there's any leaking and so on. Okay. All right. That's 3.5. Okay. So basically, the process is completed. Kita dah isi the whole engine oil ni. I think I already added 3.5, so about 3.6 lah, I lebihkan sikit. So lebih sikit tak apa, sebab dia ada satu drainage, nanti dia akan keluar kalau ada lebihan lah, minyak hitam tu ataupun engine oil tu. So I'm gonna run it again, then after that I think cuma nak pasang fairing and we're good to go. Sudah. A bit tricky. The pressure bit up. Ketat ni. Gila babi tu. How am I going to do this?